So here we're given this set of inequalities, and we're asked which of these points is a solution, meaning the point that satisfies both of these conditions. And so the easiest way to do this is to plug in these values, meaning if we were to do it for choice A, you replace x with 1, y with 1, and you plug into both of these inequalities, and you're looking for the answer choice that satisfies both of them. So that would be the simplest way. And let's go ahead and do that. So if y is 1, the first inequality would be that 1 is less than or equal to 1. That does hold true. And the second one would be 1 greater than or equal to 3 times 1 minus 1, which is 2. That is not true. So A is out. And second one would be 1 comma 2. I'm just going to test the second. 2 is greater than or equal to 3 times 1 minus 1. That actually holds true. So let me go back to the first one, which is 2 is less than or equal to minus 2 plus 3, which is 1, and that doesn't hold true. So you'll just do it sequentially. I mean, it's random in terms of how you want to go about these choices. Usually, which of the following, I start from the bottom, but no guarantee. If we do C, we've already tested. No, actually we haven't, because the y value is different. So first one would be minus 1 less than or equal to minus 2 plus 3, and that does work. And then the second one would be minus 1 isn't greater than or equal to 2. So we know the answer has to be D. If you want to be on the safe side, you can check for D as well, where x is minus 1, y is 1. 1 less than or equal to minus 2 minus 1 plus 3. Yes, that holds true. And then second inequality would be 1 is greater than or equal to minus 4 does work. So the answer is D. Now, on the digital SAT, you will have access to Desmos. And perhaps not on this question, but look out for these types of questions that ask you something about graphing these inequalities. And you can always use the Desmos, which is really powerful. And you'll see here I've input the first two inequalities. And if we look at this first inequality, which corresponds to that line where the equality holds, and this region here, including this reddish pinkish color, that represents the half plane that satisfies this inequality. The second inequality is with this blue region, this part. And this purple region is the intersection or the solution to this set of inequalities. And you'll notice I've listed these points and I've labeled them as well so that it labels it here in the XY plane. And because we're looking for a solution to the set of inequalities, or a point that satisfies both of them, we're looking for a point that falls in that shaded region, which happens to be only minus 1, 1. You'll notice the others are outside the common region. So you can also take this approach. Of course, some might say that this might be more work, but I leave that up to you. But certainly in many of the other questions, which can be easily solved by graphing, be prepared to use this functionality of the Desmos, where it's really easy to do this kind of work. So to go back to the original question, to summarize, the answer is D.